Good morning and welcome to this week's Reset for Life moment. Like I suspect you have been, my wife and I, and often our kids, have been going for walks a whole lot more lately. One of the things that I do when we're walking is to walk on the outside of the sidewalk closest to the street. Now, before you get all mad at me for being sexist, please understand that it's an old school chivalry thing that's really meant to convey to the woman that I love that I'm there to protect her. And you need to know that she's okay with it because it makes her feel safe and loved. In fact, when all four of us go for a walk, my son will automatically walk on the outside of his sister, and she also doesn't mind. Now, to be fair, if a car ever came at us, my 200-pound body isn't really going to stop it from hitting my wife, is it? But hey, it's the thought that counts, right? I want to protect her as much as I can. I feel that it's not only my right, but it's my responsibility and my privilege. And so, gents, next time you head out for a walk with the ladies in your house, would you keep that in mind? In our ongoing When God theme to these videos, today I want to talk to you about when God protects us. You know, there are numerous verses that speak to this idea in Scripture, but I want to focus on Psalm 91, verses 1 to 4 today. It says this: "Those who live in the shelter of the Most High will find rest in the shadow of the Almighty. This I declare about the Lord," David says. "He alone is my refuge, my place of safety. He is my God, and I will trust Him. For He alone will rescue you from every trap and protect you from every deadly disease. He will cover you with His feathers. He will shelter you with His wings. His faithful promises are your armor and your protection." Did you get a sense of what's going on here? God is not immune to the fears and the danger and the trials that we all have. And He's here to protect us. There is safety and security in Him. He protects us from worry and from fear, from anxiety and distress, if we will shelter ourselves in Him. In Psalm 57, verse 1, King David, who's the author, likens God's protection of us to how a hen covers her chicks under the shelter of her wing. He says, "I will hide under the shelter of your wing until the danger passes by." Jesus picked up on that thought in Matthew 23, verse 7, when He said about Jerusalem, "How often I have wanted to gather your children together as a hen protects her chicks beneath her wings." Friends, under the protective shelter of God's wings, we can let Him see the danger, fight our battles, and worry about the income. Our job is to run to Him and to look for protection from the things around us. Now, if you don't like the analogy of a hen hiding her chicks under her wings, listen to what Proverbs 18, verse 10 says. It says, "The name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run into it, and they are safe. He is for us a strong tower or a fortress." Now, some of you have found this to be true when the storms and trials of life threaten to overtake your emotions or your mental state. And you know that life can be overwhelming, and yet you have found that when you come to God, you will always find protection and comfort. Now, for those of you that tend to think a little more practically, check this out. Every day we get up and we are protected on this third rock from the sun. In fact, we are the perfect distance from the sun in order for water, which is the basic requirement for life. We are the perfect distance from the sun for that water to exist in liquid form. It's not too hot here, at least on most days, and it's not too cold here, at least on most days. Thanks to the rotation of the earth, the sun comes up in the morning and then goes back down again at night. But if the earth didn't rotate, one side of the earth would freeze and the other side would scorch. Scientists still can't figure out how gravity works, and yet here it is, keeping us on this earth and not floating off into space. The magnetic field around the earth keeps cosmic rays and solar storms from zapping us into oblivion. Plant life continues to filter our breath, taking in carbon dioxide and giving us much needed oxygen. I could go on and on and on about the wonders of this earth. Science would call all of these things as plain old luck, but I call it protection by a benevolent God who loves us so much that He keeps us safe. So no matter what you're going through right now, I want to implore you to run to God and find safety in Him. Don't let the storms of life overwhelm you. Let Him be your guide. Let Him comfort you. Let Him be there for you and make you feel safe and help you to understand that He's got it all under control. That's my Reset for Life word for today. God bless.